Okay, sorry about that. That last, I meant finish this part, but I'm going to finish now for the rest of this. So I'm going to try and, so what I want to do is I'm going to say if overdraft equals 0, I'm just going to call super withdraw amount. Else if amount is less than or equal to get balance plus overdraft, I can say super dot set balance. So I want to set balance to get balance plus overdraft minus amount. So I want to think about that for a minute, because if I don't think I want to say if overdraft equals 0. What I want to say here is if amount is less than or equal to balance. That makes more sense. So if the amount is less than or equal to get balance, super dot withdraw amount. So that's very similar to what I have here. Actually, I probably don't even need to do that. I probably can just call super because it already calls the if statement here, right? So let's see. Yeah. So I'll call this, just going to call super dot withdraw amount here. Okay, but let's pretend that doesn't happen, because let's say our amount is too big, for instance. Okay, if our amount's too big, we'll say if amount is less than or equal to get balance plus whatever the overdraft is, we're going to say super dot set balance to the balance plus the overdraft minus the amount. Okay. And usually what happens is that the overdraft just carries you for however much you have. So let's say it's actually not going to do this. It's going to set you to 0. Okay. And then it's going to send you a message. We'll send you a message also, right? It's going to say like, we'll say system.out.println, you overdrew your account by blank dollars. So let's see. That's where it's going to come in. So it'll say you overdrew your account by, let's figure this out, double overdraw becomes get balance. Amount's going to be too big now, right? So amount minus get balance. So it's giving me kind of an error message that I know. Please, and then we'll say, please contact your bank upon receipt. Or we'll just say ASAP. All right. So then I wonder, I don't think you know what? I think the toString here is fine because we don't need, maybe let's change this toString a little bit. So we'll say public string toString. We're back in the savings account. Maybe we'll say return super dot toString plus I'll say, put a space here. The interest rate is, and I'll say interest rate times 100%. Okay. And then we're going to change our toString here to say and maybe we'll say your overdraft, the overdraft protection is, let's say, overdraft. All right, so we're gonna go over here to bank driver. And so I did this with just a simple bank account so you could see what it's gonna do. Now let's say we wanna do a savings account and we'll call it something else. We'll call it B123. We'll call this one C123. And then maybe we'll put $100 in here. But we also need a rate, right? So maybe it has a 5% rate, which is great. Okay, and so then maybe instead of depositing, we'll withdraw. So we'll try and withdraw. First, we'll withdraw 50, okay? And then here, let's say C123, our balance is going to be, we want to make this a checking account. So maybe our balance, and we're going to use the withdraw here too. So we're going to see how it works differently. Okay, so our checking account, so it's a new checking account. And we'll say C123, we'll give it $200. And we'll say the overdraft is $50. Okay? And so then it's going to print it out, and then we're going to withdraw. Now, let's say we try and withdraw $240. So we're going to test it, make sure it works. So that's over the amount that we have in our balance, but it's under our overdraft. So let's see how we do. Sure it's running my tester. Okay. There we go. Let's see what we come up with. All right. So this says your account ID is A123 of a balance of $10. Your account number is A123 of a balance of $20. So that worked. Your account number is B123 of a balance of $100. The interest rate is 5%. Your account number is B123. You have a balance of $100. The interest rate is 5%. So what happened here is I was supposed to withdraw a specific amount and it did, oh, I said simple. Here we go. I need to change this to savings and I need to change this to checking. Let's run this again. All right, so this one worked. Now it says you have a balance of $100. Your interest rate is 5%. You have a balance of $50. Interest rate is 5%. Nice. Your account number is C123 of a balance of $200. The overdraft protection is 50. This is working out great. Then we overdrew, right? You overdrew your account by $240. We didn't want that. We wanted to say by $10. So let's see what happened here. And then your account number is C123 of a balance of $0. The overdraft protection is 50. So all that's good except for my withdraw here. So let's go back to checking account. And I'm saying if the amount is less than or equal get balance plus overdraft, where I said the amount, oh, I should have put this because I set the balance to 0 here. And then I put my print statement, but this should go here. So I'm going to calculate what the overdraw is. Really, I should calculate it. Well, it's okay. Calculate it and then I set it and it'll tell me what my overdraw is. So let's see how that is. And you know what I want to do actually? While I'm at it, I might as well just say savings dot annual interest rate So I'm giving myself some interest here once a year, and then I'll print out my savings again to see if that worked. Okay, so let's see how we did. All right, so $52.50, I gave myself 5% interest. Great. Okay, and then let's see. Here, the overdraft protection is $50, and it says, oh, I overdrew my account by $40. Please contact my bank ASAP. So that is the correct overdraft message that I want, and I'm just checking to make sure that, yep, everything was correct. I was checking to make sure on a calculator if 5250 was correct. So that's it. I mean, it's kind of cool how they interact with each other and how you can change things according to what preferences you want from each. I just wanted to say one more thing. I do think, personally, I would prefer to use protected up here. They don't usually use that when they extend things, so which is why I didn't do that. I used the set balance, but I did want to say that would have made some of this stuff a lot easier had we used protected. If you're writing code, I believe you can use protected, but it's most likely that when you see the code, if you have to extend code in the free response section, that this is going to be private. It won't be protected. So that's why I kind of did it here so you could see what my workarounds are. But just so you know, they wouldn't mark you down for using it, but it's likely that they'll have this super class set for you already, and you'll be dealing with private instance variables.